Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 Conclave as Scotland. In our last episode we declared war on the Fatamids for the Duchy of Sana down here, which we are kind of going to use to stepping stone our way over to India, basically for no other reason than it seems like fun. But we are fighting the Fatamids, of course, and also the rest of the Muslim defensive pact against us, the Seljuks and the Rawadids up here in Persia. We haven't seen much in the way of armies from any of them, though. We have seen a few armies of the Hashashin, who are also part of the pact, so we're fighting them. And in fact, you're headed to Farama, so we'll send this army over there to maybe try to catch you, or at least change your mind about going there. Alright, you're headed further on over that way, which is fine. So we have 113? Why does this say 114? And this says 113. Anyway, we have some number of ships in that area on this side of the, I was going to say canal, but obviously there is no canal, which is the problem. So we can afford to, or we can manage to transport 11,000 troops or so at a time down here towards our war goal, which is probably what we're going to do. I guess we could also march them down the coast, but I think that's going to be slower overall. If we go on this side, the supply limits are actually still okay, at least for the time being. I think ferrying them down by boat is going to be the faster option, though. I kind of want to wait to fight this army one more time, though, so I think we'll do that. We'll send some men over in this direction to get ready to put them on the boats. And you're retreating even further, so maybe in fact we will not pursue you outside of our borders. Okay, we won this battle, captured a prisoner. Try not to take too much attrition here if possible. I guess this is close enough. And I wonder, I guess we're close enough here that we can just land them in our land in Axum and have them just march the rest of the way, and this will hopefully speed up our ferry trips a little bit. And we see 9k from the Fatamids up there, alright. New Duke of Alexandria. I'll wait until I have a couple of armies down here, 3 maybe, before we head over. We can actually fit 3 in that one coastal county. And we gain some tech points. Alright, we won another battle there. I wonder if I tell you to go down here and then hold shift, will you drop off the army and then come back, or will the army come with you? Did not drop off the army. Good to know. Typhoid fever in Eliat. I guess we'll move our army out, though we're not actually taking attrition. It's only -4. But we'll get you over to where you're going to be picked up by the boats anyway. We had a daughter named Mary. No distinguishing traits. And here comes an army from the Fatamids, mostly. Okay, let's see then. Might want to hold off on sending this army anywhere. You're headed to Eilat. It's not Eliat, actually, which is what I've been saying. But that's okay. Let's actually not have both of you go to here because the supply limit's too low. You can break off this siege and come here. I'd like to fight this army sooner rather than later if possible, in case any more arrive. Now you're headed out because you're taking attrition. That's fine, we'll just let them take attrition. Or leave. Alright, we'll get you back up here now, and with this many troops, let's check out the terrain here. I think this is, yeah, entirely mountains in our target duchy, so we'll just send our troops down, one army at a time. And as long as there aren't any enemy troops over here, I think we're looking pretty good. Well, there's some small retinue armies, probably. Nothing we need to worry about, though. Even captured a prisoner. We are starting to lose ticking war score at this point. I've been corresponding regularly with my half-brother Roy. And always make sure to see him whenever I get the chance. It's a harsh world and family must stick together. Sounds good to me. Rory here, I guess, can be a commander. Okay, so we have 30,000 troops in adjacent counties here in the mountains. We should be able to effectively reinforce any defensive battles that we get into there. Guess we'll continue sending more troops. We shouldn't forget as well about the island county over here, which we'll also have to siege if we want to start getting ticking war score in our favor over there, but we'll get the 4 land counties taken care of first. And King Walter of Galicia has died, okay. So now King Rory here has inherited. We need to appoint a new commander. I guess you'll do okay. Alright, there's 17,000 from the Fatamids. This is the same army, I guess, that was up here. Well, look, Aragon has actually sent troops to help out. Good for them. Alright, so they're headed in to attack me, it looks like, in Thais. This is fine. We are going to be over the supply limit if we reinforce with one of these other armies, but I think that's okay. What is the travel time like here? Not too bad from there. A whole month from there. I might just reinforce in that case with this 8k. Well, I'll just let you stay in the boats there. Yeah, we'll just send in this 8.5 and maybe half of this one. And we'll let them actually attack first. Let's make sure we have our best commanders in this army. Yeah, you can lead the center, you can be on the flank. Anyone else with any relevant traits? Doesn't seem to be. Let me just check to make sure there's no hostile armies appearing up here. There is a Seljuk army, but they are quite possibly busy with something else. They are still fighting the Fatamids, of course, which still makes no sense to me, but there you go. Alright, you're going to be here on the 12th, that's fine, we'll wait for that to happen. And we don't have any organizers. Did we have an administrator, was it, that also has the same effect? Apparently we do not, okay. Well, just have to hope that we hold out long enough. We do have better commanders. And of course the mountains are helping us. England and Wales at war, okay. Once you finish there, why don't you come back here as quickly as possible to avoid attrition. The church wants to organize a miracle play for a local saint in our domain. They seem to feel that it should fall on our shoulders to pay for it. I don't know if I want to do that at the moment. Okay. So now we have the numbers advantage plus the mountains. Ooh. Could have gone better, but we are winning. Inflicted almost twice as many twice as many casualties as we took, and in fact we got incredibly lucky to capture the Caliph himself in that battle, which couldn't have said it better myself. It is perfect. So that takes a lot of the hassle out of this war. We can just go ahead and end it. Which is great news. Okay, after years of careful planning, this dude from somebody's court has raised an army of exiles, etc., and is off to press one of his claims, I suppose, by force. Host claim on Burgundy. Okay, good luck with that. Meanwhile, I guess we'll just give this duchy away to some character from our realm. Of my culture and religion, I would prefer if they are an adult and not of an existing great house. Yeah, this guy seems fine. We'll give him the county of Sanaa and include lower titles. Council approves, and also we'll grant him the duchy title, which we don't actually have. Let's hope we can usurp it, which we can. Include lower titles. The council also approves of this. I don't know why I keep saying improves. I know the difference, but my mouth doesn't. Okay, so that's good. Let's see how that affects our range for Holy Wars. Kind of doubt we'll be able to declare on you already. We have raised army levies, but we also do not have a valid CB, so we're probably going to have to take another duchy from the Fatamids, and I guess it's the adjacent duchy, which is a little bit annoying, but I guess it's fairly convenient once we actually get around to declaring that war. Well, let's get our troops disbanded. And these boats. And I think that was everything. Yes, okay. Oh, and our King of Sweden died. Which actually is good, because he was very annoyed with us. The new king is not especially happy with us, but at least not as annoyed as His father? No. Say predecessor. Who, of course, we revoked our domain county back from. Alright, we're going to have more people join the defensive pact, apparently. I'm not sure how much threat we picked up from that war, but it was enough to put us right back up to 100. 50% threat from that. That seems excessive. It was only one duchy. We don't still have the previous Holy War on here, but I think that was something in the 20 or 30% range. The one for Axum. Anyway, we do have a revolt against the Duke of Mercia. Petty King. I wonder if we can opportunistically declare war on him. We can to get an extra county there on behalf of our Duke here. So we'll probably do this quickly. Unless England is already doing this? You are at war somewhere with somebody. Oh yes, you're attacking Wales. I remember. Alright. We could attack Mercia as well, of course, but they are in the defensive pact, so we'd end up fighting France, Aquitaine, all of these people. That's it, I suppose, but still. It's more people than I would rather fight if I don't have to. We'll just do the de jure claim. Aragon will help us. The council approves. And hopefully we can do this with just the levy from England for convenience. We're hostile to Mercia here as well, so maybe we're going to need actually a few more troops than this. Let me raise this over here. And Wales as well. So we can raise Ireland's up here, which is also pretty convenient. The Kaiser has joined the defensive pact, okay. Well, that means it's much more unlikely that we declare war on anybody in the pact. And our war has ended inconclusively with the CB no longer valid. I guess the revolt ended there. That's unfortunate, but at least we tried. Alright then, so we could hold a grand tournament, which I don't think there's much reason not to do at this point. The tournament begins soon. Back up to a decent income now that we no longer have the mercenaries, of course. Okay, that will show their martial brilliance. Let me check, by the way, if we can actually call in this favor now. We can, okay. Let's see then. What is the situation here? We have 2 people in favor, 4 against, so this would give us 3 in favor, 3 against, and we would get the casting vote, I assume. So we'll see how it goes. You have been wounded. Most unfortunate. Yep, all of the woundings. A baron. Killed, wounded. You have improved King Roderick's opinion, which is good, though he is pretty happy by now. Let's see if there's anybody else who might need some attention. King of Poland. Sweden is pretty unhappy. Well, the most dangerous one is the Independence faction. Galicia is in 2. Poland were most likely to be able to get out of a faction quickly. That's not too outrageous. We'll give him that gift and see if that gets him out. Otherwise, we'll send our Chancellor there. Meanwhile, Prince Tig of Wales has given me bizarre and repulsive evidence concerning Grand Mayor of Sinai's sexual preferences. We'll not be caring about that, probably. Okay, we have full status of women. So this means we can switch to full agnatic succession? Cognatic. Absolute cognatic is what I mean. So we might do that at some points. We'll probably have to enforce realm peace to stop any vassals fighting each other, and even then we'll have to have all of our vassals with a positive opinion. So it may not really be feasible, but I believe it also allows us to appoint women as marshals and maybe as commanders? I'm not even sure about that. We'll have a look the next time a commander position is available. Our kinsman Rory can marry his genius betrothed. And our vassal king of Sweden has declared his claim on Lithuania war. Ooh, interesting. If I'd known he had a weak claim on the kingdom of Lithuania, I would have pressed that myself, and he would have had a much greater sense of winning. But if he loses, we can probably just press that anyway. Of course, Lithuania is in the defensive pact, so maybe that's not a good idea to do in the near future anyway. We'll see how he gets on anyway in his war. I realize I said anyway about 3 times in that sentence. I think this is the marriage arrangement that I just sent to you, so we'll ignore that. This guy got his 3rd place in our tournament, okay. John, no other names, got 2nd place. And this guy was crowned the winner, so not particularly distinguished characters there, but that's okay. It was a glorious event nonetheless. Let's have a look here. Sweden has 9,000. You have 5,000, so it looks pretty good for Sweden, actually. No allies on either side. Okay. Well, good luck to him. We'll have to wait until the next episode to find out how that goes, though, because we're just about out of time. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.